Maury, thank you so much for joining me. You are the first Muslim in the Oklahoma legislative, and then also the first non-binary in America. Tell me what this means to you.
It means a lot. I think we ran a campaign based on a lot of things, and deep community-based power is one of those, and visibility.
Okay, you might want to explain what's non-binary.
What do you understand by non-binary?
I mean, hers. I don't want to say the word. Okay, she's either.
Why are you saying she?
Oh, she's either she or a he.
This person does not identify as either. They, I presume they like to be called they, don't identify as a male or a female. They are non-binary.
Okay, he or she. Isn't she wearing a headscarf? Or he?
Good point. Why is this? Well, I think they would like to be called they if they're non-binary.
Okay, but why is she wearing a headscarf?
Why are you saying she?
Because,
they are non-binary.
Okay, because he or she, they wearing a headscarf, and a headscarf would probably be worn by a female in the Muslim, in the Islamic religion. That's what I know so far. So, if I would look at as someone like he, she, they, I would say she or he might get upset, but they, whatever, if she's coming across to me like this with a headscarf, I would call her she straight away. So I'm sorry, and sometimes the way you present yourself or address will make you be called he or she, because that's the norm in the society, unless you address yourself something else.
But don't men wear scarves like that in parts of Africa?
I'm not saying
the Tuareg, the men wear a blue veil. Are you going to call them she?
No.
Madam?
I am not talking about other parts. I'm talking about a religion. He have classed herself. I'm sorry. I'm gonna address her as a female. They. Okay. I'm gonna have to use in the language. There is he or she. Okay. This they is new to me. I can't say the and then address her as a female or a male or none. I can't.
Why not?
Because it's just naturally it's gonna come out like that.
Okay.
So I know some people would they would get upset or offended, but it's not something that we have came across to learn how to address them yet. It's new to the society. Okay, so excuse my reaction is just that I'm saying the lady that spoke to her.
Not a lady. This is
no. I'm saying the lady, the news presenter.
We presume.
She said to her, "You the first Muslim and
non-binary person to be elected at local level in Oklahoma."
Okay. Do you think she was elected? Okay. Do you think they were elected because she is a non-binary as well as Muslim, or do you think there's something to it?
Maybe. And this person carries on to talk about representation and saying how it's important. Let's have a little listen.
A lot of people don't know how much you risk putting your name on the ballot if you are not a white cishet man, and it was a lot of work to get here, right? I think about Muslim queer youth especially who lived in Oklahoma, who no longer live here, right? Who have reached out and feel a little bit more empowered to use their voice.
Okay, so she said it's very difficult to get elected.
You just said she said.
Whoops. Rewind. We'll edit that bit out. Okay, that person said it's difficult to get elected unless you are a cisgendered white meaning heterosexual male. Do you know what cisgendered means?
No.
It means you identify as the gender that you were assigned as birth. So on the day you were born, when the doctor looked in your pants before you even had them on, he or she, there are female doctors, or there might be some gender neutral doctors and nurses, they decide that you look like a male, so your family called you a boy, etc. That means you are cisgendered if you continue to identify as that gender later in life. But if you decide you want to be the opposite gender, you would then become a trans woman, or like this person, you decide, I don't want to be either, I don't want to identify with this binary concept that we have, you become non-binary.
Okay.
All right.
Is there an option of non-binary in the forms nowadays?
I don't know, actually.
Because I feel I almost come across as tick two boxes. Are you female, male? Some of the forms have I don't like to mention. So they're not really given a list of non-binary or.
But prefer not to say, I guess, is the other option. This person that was elected, you asked, do you think they got elected because they're Muslim, because they're non-binary? It would appear that they have a very, if I can say, liberal agenda, and their identity is very important to them. And maybe some people watching this who might be not necessarily Muslim but are transgender or non-binary might think, great, someone like me has done it. Someone watching who's Muslim but isn't transgender might watch it and say, well, that's good. There's someone like me.
I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Who do you like to represent you? Someone who's from the same culture, someone from the same religion, someone from the same gender. Does it bother you if someone that is quite different to you is representing you, or is it okay to you?
I'm probably going to say it's not that important to me, but growing up as a white person in a majority white country, there have always been politicians that looked like me. Not quite as handsome as me, but there's a lot of white politicians. That's not funny. So maybe for black people, for non-binary Muslims, it is important. What do you think?
I think the community have to have a say in it. Did they elect her? If they elected her,
They elected her.
then fair enough. They chose her to be.
That chose them.
Well, I don't have them in my dictionary yet. I'm trying to get used to it.